Build AI apps with Python in NeoVim, Episode 10. Multi-step toolchains. Before, Claude called one tool per question. One call, one result, done. But real tasks need multiple steps. Create a file, then read it back. The secret, a while loop. Claude keeps calling tools until done. Today we build an agent. Claude decides the steps on its own. A new file. This episode is the foundation for AI agents. Episode 10. Claude goes from one tool call to many. Think of it like this. Before, Claude was a calculator. Now it becomes an assistant. Same imports. OS, JSON, .env, Anthropic. Nothing new here. JSON will serialize our tool results. Same as every tool episode. .env loads the API key from our environment file. The Anthropic client. Same import we use every episode. Load key. Create client. 2 lines we type every episode. Initialize the Anthropic client with our API key. Workspace directory again. All file operations stay inside it. Mockadirs creates it if needed. Same safety pattern as episode 9. The 3 file tools from episode 9, we reuse them exactly. Read file. Open and return contents. os.path.join keeps everything inside the workspace. Same safety checks. File exists, return content. Missing, return error. If the file is missing, return an error string instead of crashing. Open the file in read mode. Standard Python file handling. Return the content as a dictionary. Claude reads this data. Write file. Create or overwrite. 2 parameters, path and content. Build the full path. Same join pattern for safety. Open and Write, the tool that changes the file system. Write the content Claude provided into the file. Return path, status, and size so Claude knows it worked. List directory. Show what files exist. Claude explores before acting. Build the full path for the directory listing. Check if the directory exists before listing. If missing, return an error. Same pattern as read file. Get all items in the directory with os.listdir. Return the file list. Claude uses this to plan its next steps. Save. Tools ready. Now the new code begins. Dispatch dictionary. Same pattern as episodes 8 and 9. Read file maps to the read function. Write file maps to write. One dictionary lookup runs the write function. List directory completes the dispatch table. Close the dictionary. 3 tools, 3 entries. Tool definitions for Claude. Same JSON schemas as episode 9. Read file tool schema. Name, description, and parameters. Write file needs path and content parameters. List directory schema. Claude sees all 3 tools it can use. Close the tools list. Claude picks the right tool for each step. Save the definitions. Setup complete. Now the key concept. Watch for the function name. Not ask. Agent. That name change is intentional. Agent makes as many calls as needed. Print the task. This is the goal we give Claude. Print a dash separator to visually group the output. Messages list starts with just the user task. This list will grow with each tool call. Step counter. We track how many tool calls Claude makes. While true. This is the most important line in the episode. The loop runs until Claude is done. Messages.create. Same API call as before, but inside the loop. Model and max tokens. Same parameters as every episode. Max tokens limits each response. Claude can still make many calls across iterations. Pass the tools list. Claude sees read, write, and list directory. System prompt keeps Claude focused on plain text responses. Messages includes ALL previous tool calls and results. Each iteration, Claude sees the full history. Close the API call. Claude reads the history and decides, another tool, or done. If stop reason equals tool use, Claude wants to call another tool. Extract the tool use block from the response content. Dispatch. Dictionary maps the tool name to the Python function. Execute the function. * unpacks Claude arguments. Print the step number. Each step is one autonomous decision by Claude. Print the result. This data goes back to Claude in the next iteration. Append the assistant message. Claude needs to remember what it just did. Append a user message containing the tool result. The tool result ID must match the original call. This connects result to request. These messages grow the conversation, like adding pages to a notebook. Increment the step counter. Next iteration, Claude reads the full history. The else branch. Stop reason is not tool use. Claude is finished. Print the final answer. This is the summary of everything Claude did. Break exits the while loop. 2 paths. Tool use means keep going. Anything else means done. Task 1. Create notes.txt with Python tips, then read it back. At least 2 tool calls. Task 2. List all files. Read each one, then write a summary. Could be many calls. Save and run. Watch for the step numbers in the output. Task 1 begins. Watch the step counter. Step 1. Write file. Notes.txt created. Step 2. Read file. Verifying what it wrote. 2 steps. Claude verified its own work. Task 2 starts. List directory first. Claude reads each file one by one, then writes a summary. All autonomous. Multiple steps. Claude planned the whole sequence. Recap. 3 key takeaways. First, the while loop runs until Claude stops calling tools. Each iteration is 1 step. Second, append both assistant and tool result messages. Claude needs its full history. Third, Claude decides the plan. You give the goal and tools. It figures out the steps. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more AI tutorials. Next episode, tool error handling.